Welcome, beautiful people. Welcome to yet another video. I hope you guys are feeling good. I am glad to be back with another video, and in today's video I'll be going through my review for the Brighton versus Chelsea game, where we were unfortunately kicked out of the competition, and it was just unfortunate if you ask me. I mean, in terms of this game, we had so much potential. We had an open play goal. We were having more of the possession, but this did not equate us to winning the game. Although we considered the first goal in the first half, the second goal was in the second half, and we were unable to make a comeback. Now, it was a mistake from the defenders, but then again, it is what it is. We have been kicked out. Now, the only good thing is that we are not the only team to be kicked out. Some shocking performances out of the fourth round FA Cup this time round, and I have to say, in terms of Chelsea, of course, I'm definitely disappointed, but we had the likes of Liverpool, and we also had the likes of Tottenham, who were also kicked out of the FA Cup fourth round, and that is in terms of what happened over the weekend. So in terms of our next fixtures, some very interesting fixtures coming up ahead in terms of Chelsea, and then again, I'll be giving you some transfer news and what's going on in terms of Chelsea in general. Then again, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you like the video, share it with your family and friends. Please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. Let's jump right into it. Now let's start with the game. Now, in terms of my prediction, I predicted it on point. In terms of my score prediction, I predicted a 2-1 win for Chelsea, but instead it was vice versa, and it was a 2-1 win for Brighton. And I have to say, yes, our next fixture is then again against Brighton, so I would like to see how we'll perform in the next game. I hope we come back taking all vengeance, because it should definitely be our vengeance. I didn't believe this is how the game actually ended. I mean, a 2-1 win, call it a lucky win for them, but they have proceeded to the next round. We have been kicked out. Another chance at having a trophy, but we've been kicked out. In terms of Liverpool, they were kicked out by Plymouth. Then in terms of Aston Villa kicked out Tottenham. And of course, Chelsea, we were kicked out by Brighton. So in terms of the starting 11, I got, I think, 5 of it, or is it half of it correctly? So in terms of the starting 11, 4-2-3-1 formation, just like I predicted. Now, we had Sanchez in place of Jorgensen. Now, I feel like Jorgensen would have done a better job, but Sanchez was the one in this game. Then in terms of the back four, I got Tosin. So we had Tosin. Then we had Trevor Chalobah. Now I put Levi Colwill. So there was that. Then I put Malagusto. I had put Rhys James. And Cucurella, I had put Cucurella. So that is in terms of the back four. Then in terms of the midfield, I had put Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. But this time it was Dewsbury Hall. And it was Moses Caicedo in terms of the midfield. Then in terms of the forwards, now I put Noni and Sancho, but instead it was Pedro Neto, and it was Cole Palmer, Sancho, and Kunku, just as I predicted. So that is in terms of the starting 11. In terms of the first half, now this is where you'd say the action started. Now, we were lucky within the first 5 minutes. We already had our goal. Now, this was a deflection. It was a corner kick that ended up being a deflection through a Brighton player, so it was ruled an own goal, but I would give it to Palmer. I mean, of course, he was the last one with the ball, but in terms of this goal, this was the goal that I felt should have given us the confidence to move forward in terms of this game. But this was not the case, and I don't know why we do this to ourselves. We can start off a game very well, only for us to end the game in a bad way, and this is not what I like for Chelsea. I mean, we can do better, but we have to pull our socks. Now we're out of the FA Cup. I think also out of the Carabao Cup. So now we just have the UEFA Conference League and the Premier League that will be participating in terms of the games. So I don't see where the overload will be. More rotation of players, perhaps less. I don't know. Of course, in terms of this game, we had about 5 or 4 players that were rotated. So I don't know whether this is what is eating us up in terms of our games, but we considered our first goal at the 12th minute. We considered our first goal. Now, this was by Rutter of Brighton, and this was the first goal that we considered. Now, coming to the second half, of course, it was a draw. It was anyone's game, and you'd think that Chelsea would take the opportunity, but that is not what Chelsea decided to do. And we had Brighton taking the game by 57th minute. We had Mitoma of Brighton giving them their winning goal that would allow them qualify for the FA Cup fourth round. and it is what it is. But if you ask me, I feel like we would have performed better in terms of the substitutions. Now we had Fernandez coming in for Dewsbury Hall, then we had Madueke coming in for Neto, then we had George coming in for Sancho. But that was in terms of the game overall. In terms of my score prediction, I predicted a Chelsea win. Perhaps if we would have kept a clean sheet with a 2-0 win, it would have been very good, very nice. But yeah, this was not a game for us, and we had to settle for a loss, and we've been kicked out of the FA Cup just like that. Guys, what is going on? What is happening with Chelsea? In terms of our next fixtures, now on Valentine's Day, 14th of February, we have Chelsea that will be facing Brighton. So this will be our chance to give our revenge dish, best served cold, and we should not leave any crumbs. We should definitely go and win this game. And this is the Premier League, and we should get our 3 points and go home comfortably. On the 22nd of February, we'll be facing Aston Villa. Then on the 25th of February, we'll be facing Southampton. Then on the 9th of March, we'll be facing Leicester City. Now the game against Arsenal was supposed to be played, but it has been postponed. It is yet to be determined. So we'll be facing Tottenham on the 2nd of April, just a day after April Fools. And I'm excited to see how those games go. Now, if we're actually focused and determined and work together as a team, work on our final third, work on not conceding goals, we'll definitely be able to garner all the points in our next 5 games. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Then in terms of some transfer news, according to Fabrizio Romano, this is what the AC Milan senior advisor Zlatan Ibrahimovic had to say. Now, it took 5 minutes to get João Felix on the loan deal alone with Chelsea. Fonseca wanted João. We spoke and we decided to trust him for our project. It has been a fast negotiation. João Felix is excited to be in AC Milan, and he has mentioned that his idol is Kaka and wouldn't mind extending his stay in the club where he is currently attending on loan. So João Felix apparently is currently happy with where he is in AC Milan and wouldn't mind getting perhaps a contract extension. So I'll be on the lookout to see how that goes, but I wish him all the best. I hope he gets the minutes. It's very important to have players getting minutes, as much as we have very many players in Chelsea are monitoring Dario Esugo for the future after including his name in the January shortlist. Now, the 2005 born midfielder is considered an interesting talent, new on loan to Las Palmas, and he's from Sporting. So that is in terms of some transfer news and some Chelsea news. Of course, we bottled in terms of the game against Brighton, but we have a chance of redemption again against Brighton. Let's not be faint-hearted, guys. We can still do this. So on Friday, we face them again. So I'll be giving you my preview, my expected score prediction. Perhaps I'll jinx it this time, mix it up so that we are able to win it, and let's see how it goes. But that is in terms of some Chelsea news. So if you're new to the channel, please make sure you like the video, share it with your family and friends. Please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.